Hey everybody, welcome to the coffee run for Thursday morning. It is the 12th of July, which is completely ridiculous. I don't know where this month has gone. So all this week, actually, for that matter. So some things that I wanted to share with you today. So it's How To Thursday, and there was a question that came up yesterday on a webinar that I ran. And I thought it was going to be kind of interesting. Hey Helen, good morning. Hey Karina. I thought it would be interesting to talk about because this is stuff that has come up time and time again. Now, you've probably seen it. Hey, Maxine, good morning. You've probably seen this play out where you might have seen a life coach or a naturopath or a nutritionist or a personal trainer go and talk about doing all of this stuff. Hey, Louise. And then next minute, they're a business coach. Right? I don't know if you guys have seen that. I've seen this multiple times over and over again, particularly since probably about 2013. There is a big myth out there that being a business coach is the only way, or a marketing coach or an internet marketing coach or something to do with business is the only way for you to be able to basically command high ticket prices. So when I'm talking about high ticket, hey Kylie, I'm talking like literally, $1,500 to $2,500 to $5,000 to 10 to, higher and higher and higher. So there is a bit of a myth out there or a misconception that you've got to be a business coach or working with business people in order for you to be able to make, number one, a lot of money and charge high ticket. Now, we're going to bust that myth today. I think that there is a bit of a misnomer that it seems to be a lot easier, right? Now, I've got to tell you that whether you're a business coach or whether you're a personal trainer, whether you're a holistic coach, whether you're an allied health professional, whether you are a health provider, whether you're a lawyer, the level of hardness doesn't actually change. Good morning, Rebecca. The level of work that you need to and that you're required to put in doesn't change. If you're selling a low-end product, then obviously the volume that you need to sell is a lot different. But it was really interesting. So this lady yesterday on a webinar that I ran said to me, I asked everybody to type into the text chat what it was that they did so that I could tailor some of the examples to them. And one of the girls, bless her heart, said, you know what, I'm a business consultant or a business coach. And she didn't say this, she typed it, so the tone is all me. I'm a business consultant or a business coach, and really my passion lies with life coaching. But I was told that based on my small business background, I should be a business coach. And I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, the people that are out there giving you guys this advice is bullshit. You do not have to be a business coach if you don't want to be one. If you want to be a life coach, if you want to be a health coach, then go and do what you need to do and go and be and do that. You don't have to be put into a box or a bucket and do the thing that someone is telling you to do. Now, I guess the difference here is that if you go to someone, a mentor or a coach or an advisor, and say, look, I really want to be a business coach, yet you don't really want to do that, then, that responsibility lies squarely at your feet. But really, you do not have to be selling business to business in order for you to make high ticket sales and to make lots of money and to help lots of people. So perfect example, I'm in a private Facebook group of some people in the States, and I saw this post come through my news feed this morning, and I was like, oh wow, like this is just perfect. This demonstrates my case perfectly. This woman is a holistic counselor. And she typed in saying, I've just come off the back of a 4-day VIP workshop with a high-level client. They paid me $10,000 to work with them for 4 days. Now, that was, that was pure business to consumer. She's a holistic counselor. She's not a business coach. She's not an internet marketer. She's not a funnel expert. She's not a ClickFunnels person. She is not someone who is selling a business return. She's a holistic counselor. $10,000 for 4 days. So, the other thing is that it takes that you're going to make more money being a business coach or a business consultant. Not true. I know loads of business coaches and business consultants who are struggling to rub two pennies together. They're close to broke or whatever. They might be great at strategy, but from a profitability perspective, they're not necessarily there. I also know a lot of people are highly successful as both business coaches and also in the business to consumer space. So I think it's really important first to really go, okay, well, what is it that I actually really want to do? And am I doing this because I want to do it? Or am I buying into a bit of a belief or a story around the fact that, perhaps business to business selling is easier? Because a lot of the time it's actually not. We still got to work through the same process. We still need to deal with the same objections. We still need to deal with the same fears and the same doubts that people have. That doesn't change whether you're a business to business person or a business to consumer. The other thing that I think is a really big myth out there is that you can be a business consultant or a business coach or a facilitator and get into corporate because they've got big budgets. That's not even necessarily true either. Sometimes they do have, they might have high revenue, they might have high gross profit, but typically, if you're trying to sell into corporate, it's probably a good 6 to 12 months of you requiring to put in a proposal. We do counter proposal. Then they go, yep, that sounds great. Now I've got to run it up, up past my manager, and then you've got to go up past the manager, and before you even get to a GM level or a CEO level. So yes, this whole corporate work can look like it's an easier win because they've got more money in their coffers to spend, but often they can be a hell of a lot tighter than what either a SME, a small to medium enterprise might be, or even a business to consumer, like a consumer market might be. So an example of this, just to give you a working example, so I have worked with, there's a couple of people that I've worked with particularly, who have been in a business to consumer space and doing absolutely brilliantly. So one person is a gentleman I work with by the name of Jeremy, and he helps rewire children's brains so that they can learn better. Now, he's selling directly to parents. The parents need to get their children to implement and do the work here, right? Now, he's selling, his staff is anywhere between, $2,500 and $3,000. So it's for a 6-month support program, sometimes a bit longer. So he's got the capacity there to be able to really have a massive impact with these parents and with these children, right? So that's one example. Another example is a lady I worked with by the name of Fleur. She built out she was doing a lot of one-on-one coaching, relationship coaching and purpose coaching and stuff like that. And when she started working with me, she was having people sometimes attend sessions and not pay, or they wouldn't come back, or they'd have to be working through something, and then they'd be like, I'm out of here, this is just too hard. Good morning, Bianca. And so one of the things that we did with her is that, look, what is the stuff that you really want to do? What if we changed your model? So she's business to consumer. She works with women. They might be at work. They might be business owners. They might be stay-at-home moms. It does not matter what these women are doing. And I said, look, let's look at building out an 8-week program. And you could run maybe a 2-day event. And how about we do that? and build out a good probably 3 to 4 month support style program, rather than it being just an 8-week coaching program where they're kind of in and out. Let's look at building community. Let's look at building a tribe. Let's look at bringing people together. Now, we did that, and I said, how much do you want to charge? She had no clue, so we started at $4,000. Now, she made 3 sales in a week at $4,000 as a life and purpose coach, right? Not business to business, not business coaching. It was all coaching, helping women rediscover their joy, find their purpose, and give them a plan and some direction with what it is that they can do moving forward. Now, this woman, kind of similar to me, lives in the middle of nowhere in WA, regional town, beautiful town from what I can tell. And, you know, she was absolutely killing it. So the big myths are that number one, that you have to be a business coach in order to make lots of money. It's simply not true. Because, you know, there are lots of business coaches out there that might only charge $200 a month, right? It's not necessarily the fast track to you making more money. The thing that is important, and this is where your pricing and your offering really need to feel incredibly congruent for you, is that if you can see the value in what it is that you're doing, and if you can really see the transformation that your people are going to experience as a result of going through your stuff, then they will believe you when you quote them the price. If you say the investment for my program is $5,000, and you can either pay 2 payments of $3,000, or you can pay up front and it's $5,000. If you're really rock solid and you're able to demonstrate the transformation for them, they might go, oh, that's probably more than what I thought, but you know what? How can I not do this? It's the same if it's $1,500. It's actually the same if your thing is $500. If people don't see the value and if they can't see the transformation, whether you're selling business to business or business to consumer, it's not going to make a shred of difference. So you've got to see the value and you've got to be sold on the transformation. Does that make sense, guys? You know, I hope this is helpful for you, because I see this happen all the freaking time. I've had people, it's really funny, you know, when people have mastered their skill set, the thing that they're doing, and when they've got that mastery there, they can make things look really easy. So this kind of happened for me in 2013. I ran an event. I ran Sales and Marketing Spy School for the first time in 2013. And I was so excited. It was the first 3 to 4 day event that I was running and facilitating. We had 50 odd people in the room, and I was just beyond excited. Now, I don't care if people are business coaches. I don't care if they're Facebook ad experts. I don't care if they're marketers. Come along, be in my room, you know, take what you can from me, have a great time, build community, and get out there and do your thing. You know, there is enough to go around. I'm not, good morning, Joe. I'm not kind of princessy about that. I really believe that there is more than enough to go around, and if I've got people that want to come into the room and learn from me, then if that's going to make their stuff easier or better or give them a perspective, I am all for that. So, you know, I'm down with that. That's great. But what happened was there was a couple of people particularly in the room. One was a relationship coach, and another one was doing retreats and things like that, running retreats, detox type retreats. And these two women, after this event, they actually sent me a message just saying, oh, I hope you don't mind, but I've decided to go do some business coaching. Now, the relationship coach was maybe making a couple of $1,000s a month. And the retreat person was probably doing maybe about 20 grand a year, maybe 30 grand a year at a push. And so to me, what they had decided to do, and they said, like, you make it look so easy, I think I can do this too. And number one, I was kind of flattered in a way, because, you know, I want my stuff to look like it's easy, because that means to me that we've mastered it, that it works, that it, you know, people are having a really excellent experience. That's what I want. It's almost like a show, like a concert that just runs so beautifully and seamlessly, and the sets change really fast, the costume changes happen, the sound's on point, that it starts on time, finishes on time, all of that kind of thing, right? So these people told me, oh yeah, we're going to go do, each of them individually, going to be selling business to business. I'm just like, you're mad. Like, why? You can charge, if it's about what you charge, you can charge money, like the money that you want to make. It's about finding the right niche that has got the money to be able to invest in learning from you and getting the result and the transformation that you provide. Yeah. So, you know, just because some people make it easier doesn't mean that you have to jump ship. So I think the big myths really that I wanted to bust for you are, being a business coach is easier than being a life coach. Nuh-uh, not necessarily. You've actually, it's probably actually harder and more taxing, because you're responsible for people's return on investment if you're selling business to business, right? You're selling financial results, usually, not all the time, but usually you're selling financial results. And that comes with a really, for me anyway, because I believe in authenticity and integrity, and I sell people getting an ROI. So I've got to make sure that I'm doing everything in my power to deliver that. If you're selling business to consumer, it's a little bit more subjective, I suppose, because it's about breakthroughs, it's about clarity, it's about understanding yourself. It's a little bit more psychology, I suppose, versus strategy and business and return on investment. So, being a business coach is not necessarily the easy thing that people make out. It also doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to make a whole lot of money, because that's not even true either. In fact, I think the business coaching space is so freaking clogged up with the overnight gurus and everything else like that, that you've probably got more space in other places for you to be able to practice what it is that you want to do and do what it is that you want to do, rather than trying to find the place in a business to business scenario where you can excel. So that is my little rant on that for today. I hope that helps. The big thing though is do the stuff that you're passionate about. Find the people that you want to do it with, and everything else will fall into place. Remember to have fun, all right? Have fun, because when you're having fun doing what you're doing, that shit's contagious. That stuff brings other people through. That stuff brings other people in. And, whether you're business to business or business to consumer, it's a bit like moths to a flame. They will want to be in a room with you. They will want to learn from you. And they want to follow you. Okay, so that's me for today. Hope that helps you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'm a little bit get a little bit ranty about this, because the whole expert space is very, very full. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if this has been helpful. I will see you guys all tomorrow morning at 9 for Celebration Friday. So let me know your insights, your celebrations, and I'll talk till then.